Coming up next, Chelsea versus Benfica in the Konami Legends Trophy.
Good afternoon and warm welcome to misty old London, where Chelsea and Benfica take on each other as they kick off their Konami Legends Cup campaigns against each other here today. There's John Terry there, nearest the camera. And Benfica in a very old-fashioned style strip there. And Chris and myself are in the commentary box. We are a little bit colder this time. Last time we were commentating on the tournament. So far we've been in hot climates, but we are back in the proper English weather. But before we bring Chris in and the kick-off, let's give the two teams out start, shall we? And it's a very, very good Chelsea lineup, as you can see there. A lot of the recent players are there. Peter Bonetti's from the 70s, Pat Nevin from the late 80s as well. Prudhomme, the Belgian, is a familiar figure there. Eusabio, of course, Rui Costa, Paulo Sousa, and a few others as well. But a fantastic atmosphere for this Group C game. It's Chelsea in blue is underway, and they're going to attack the goal to our right. McLaren 94, aka Chris Whiteman, is alongside me as usual for these occasions. And as that just sails over the crossbar from Damien Dove, how do you think this game is going to go today, Chris?
Well, Chelsea are probably the favourites. Well, you would say that, but historically, Benfica have a slightly better track record in terms of league titles compared to Chelsea's. Was it 5? Benfica has 36. They also have 2 European Cups to their name, which were back-to-back in the early 60s. So Eusabio mainly being the cause for those two. But yeah, I think Chelsea are probably the favourites with the depth of quality. Interesting that Essien's been picked ahead of Makelele. Maybe Makelele's not quite up to speed. But yeah, I think Chelsea would be the favourites. And considering that Chelsea, obviously when they last played each other with the normal squads, obviously it was the Europa League final back in 2013, and Chelsea just about came out on top of this one, in that one. So let's see how this one goes.
Here's Pat Nevin, corner. Just a word or two about Benfica. You said, as Chris said, they won 2 European Cups, but they played their part in the '68 final when Manchester United won 4-1. Eusabio was in that side then, so they were sort of a part of that. Although they were on the receiving end of that 4-1 scoreline to Manchester United, it was a special occasion, even though Eusabio played in that game, so it made that occasion very more special, even though they lost that night. And here is Eusabio, as we say, on the ball. He's actually the Benfica captain for this evening. And Angelo will take the throw. Number 13 there, as you can see, Paulo Sousa played it in there towards Eusabio. He actually scored, I think he scored 8 goals during the 1966 World Cup finals for Portugal. He was top scorer and a real menace.
Yeah, considering he had Pele for company and that goal tally, it was quite a remarkable feat.
Yeah, Portugal reached the semi-finals when they lost to, guess who? England. When we had a team.
Yeah, they threw up a bit of a stink about us moving the tie to Wembley, but that's just how it goes.
Well, there we are, and now obviously the rest is history. Germans beaten and a Russian linesman. But that's all forgotten about. Let's concentrate on this game. There's nothing really been happening in the first sort of 7 minutes or so. It's just taken a little while to sort of start up. It's probably been the quietest first 10 minutes we've had so far in the tournament. But here's Arthur now. Can he get something happen here for Benfica? In the red, of course. An early chance there for a volley. Blocked. And then the shot just past Bonetti's post. And we have the first opportunity at the game, Chris, and it came to Benfica this time. Good work down the right-hand side there.
Well, Arthur did all the work, and then the ball came back to him, so why not have a pop? Good effort. Shame it didn't hit the target.
And in fact, naturally, from that angle we just saw then on the replay, Bonetti would have had the far post covered anyway. Duff winning the header, not the tallest of men, but he did well to win the header. Ashley Cole bursting forward, looking for Drogba, who uncharacteristically ducked underneath then. I thought he might have tried to run in and try and get a flick on that, but he didn't. But it's a Chelsea throw, but rescue to take. Short to Nevin, who completely miscontrols it. And you would say after 10 minutes, Chris, Chelsea have been a little slow off the mark.
Yeah, you'd say that. They haven't really created much other than that cross which Drogba ducked out of. So, slow start from Chelsea. Give it time though.
Here's Arteta playing that in. Carvalho in that away. He's a Portuguese player, of course, up against Benfica. Ball played in towards Drogba, but again, that Portuguese defence really showing its worth once again, not giving Chelsea any sniffs at all. Of course, Chelsea played a warm-up game prior to this tournament. It was a London derby, as we all saw, against Arsenal, and they lost 2-1 in the end. Chalana now up towards Eusabio, but again, good defending here by Chelsea. Petrescu now. A long ball forward up towards Drogba, but Caidio getting back there, doing terrifically well. Now Angelo. Chalana. Good tackle by Di Matteo, the Italian, right in there. Proper, robust type of challenge. They looked a foul there, perhaps, but referee was well positioned and had a good view of it and didn't give the decision. Chalana's on the break now for Benfica, number 7. Very Costa in a bit of space, but Essien stopping in there. Good play, good defending. Now Nevin, who's of course a small, very 3-pint Scottish man, and played for Scotland for many years, of course, and obviously went on to play for Everton and later in his career, or later in his career, Tranmere Rovers. 16 minutes gone. Chelsea yet to get out of the starting box. Duff playing a first-time ball in there towards Nevin, but it's getting nowhere near the former Scottish international. It's a good ball from Di Matteo. If he can pick out Duff, and he's not succeeded in doing so. Although I thought for a moment there, if Duff had kept that in, but referee and the linesman obviously thought differently to what I thought. Going up to 17 minutes gone, and not really much to write home about, Chris, is there, in the opening 80 minutes? It's probably been the quietest start to the game we've had so far in this tournament.
Yeah, it's been a bit slow, a bit cagey. Both teams trying to feel each other out, not really getting anything from it, so still got plenty of time in this half, but there's certainly there's enough quality on display for something to happen, so it's just a case of waiting for that spark.
Well, we haven't done a 0-0 yet. Here's Arthur now to Rui Costa. Augusto is inside the area. Good skills, but again, John Terry, good disciplined defending, as he always did during his Chelsea career. Now in real life at Aston Villa, of course. Looking to win a promotion back to the Premier League. But we're now in the virtual world. Here's Rui Costa. Still 0-0 here. It's been a cagey game, but as Chris said, it's still a long way to go. And sometimes seldom a first. Oh! Drogba, first real chance to see what he could do. Did really well initially, Chris. Dispossessed the player, but found Prudhomme in terrific form.
Well, there's the first proper chance of the game, and it comes from a mistake. The goalkeeper made up for it.
And Eusabio at the other end. Sorry to cut you off there for a moment. Eusabio goes down, no penalty. As you we'll get back to you in a second, Chris. Here's Drogba now for Chelsea. Pat Nevin will chip forward towards Drogba. Now Petrescu, can he keep this in? Yes, he can. And the ball played in there towards Drogba, and just couldn't make anything pay. And well, we almost had a chance at the other end. Penalty, was it, for Eusabio, or do you think he just made a little bit?
I'd like another
more
look
of it, or
at
is it just a rubber?
Probably at half-time if there's a possibility, but it looks... I've seen him given, but I don't think there was enough there for the ref to give a penalty.
No, indeed not. Here's Pat Nevin now for Chelsea. Still no score here at Stamford Bridge. The first of the tournament to be played in England. Well, we've been to South America twice, and Holland, and one or two, and I'm trying to think where else we've been. Paris, that was it.
Who could forget that one?
Yes, and it was one of the best games of the tournament so far. In fact, the best games of the tournament. And that will be a tough act to follow for this game. I think this is always going to be a tough act to follow, this one, because of the previous night's drama. And here's Drogba now. First time cross, looking for Duff, who's not the tallest of men. Did very game to try and get on the end of that. But just giving a lot of space there. First time cross, Duffy's won it, and a chance for Chelsea, and there is the first goal. And Chelsea, who were slow to get into the game, have struck through the Scotsman Nevin, and Chelsea hit the lead, and Pat Nevin makes the breakthrough, and Stamford Bridge goes wild.
Well, it's a wonderfully crafted goal. But I admit they've been chucking the crosses in, and Duff's been the one on the end of it half the time, which if it was the other Duff that we know, you'd fancy him to win the header, but it's not. But he's done really well to get that header back to Nevin, and what a finish, first time, brilliant stuff.
Well, it gives Chelsea the lead. They're under the cosh for most of the first half, but they've grown into it a little bit in the last sort of 5 or 6 minutes, and Pat Nevin has made that tell in the end. And Chelsea go a goal up here at Stamford Bridge, and Stamford Bridge has now come alive here. And here's a chance for Rui Costa, chance to silence the Chelsea fans here. Eusabio can't turn, no penalty. It was a good robust challenge there, to be fair. Di Matteo, Benfica incidentally attacking the shed end, I should also add.
Eusabio wasn't really appealing much there either, so good stuff.
Yeah, good robust challenge there. Now Souza. Angelo. We've had over half an hour, and we have a goal in the game. And Lampard. Drogba to Nevin. In fact, Nevin is on the chase. Souza tracked him all the way. Rui Costa. Eusabio to Chalana. Good play this now. Benfica starting to stride into it a bit more. Decent looking cross, but Terry was there. Good defending by him. Now Duff to get it towards Drogba. Back to Duff again. Ashley Cole now on the far side. And a first time cross looking towards Drogba at that time. But Augusto was there for Benfica rather. Drogba trying to get it back again. Rui Costa. Rui Costa once again. Augusto. Half an hour down the right hand side. They've got to try and work something here, Benfica. They're doing really well, keeping possession well. Souza, well, he sort of dummy one challenge and then got his shot in, and Benetti carried it in, no trouble, but a good comeback there from Benfica. Meanwhile, a free kick has been given, and it's gone to Benfica. It was a 50-50 one, I would have thought, because it was 6 to 1, half a dozen in the other, and it was difficult for the referee to give it either way. One ball over the top though, Drogba 2! Well, when he's in that supreme form, Didier Drogba, there's just no stopping him. Chelsea have cleared daylight between themselves at Benfica, and Drogba strikes for the first time in the competition. Benetti gives it the fist pumps, and Chelsea have cleared daylight.
Well, it's fairly straightforward football this. Route 1, Duff to Drogba over the top. It was going to work at some point because Drogba's got the strength, but this time the ball was pinpoint, and well, that's Drogba's bread and butter, isn't it? No way you're going to out-strength him off the ball. Is that a left-footed strike as well? Terrific. Fantastic technique.
It was a wonderful goal from Didier Drogba, and that's what he was paid to do when he was a Chelsea player in real life. He scored a lot of goals like that. Prudhomme did not have a chance as soon as the ball was struck by Drogba, because it didn't. He knew straight away that Drogba had hit that so accurately. It was right in that corner. Here's Lampard now. Chelsea going for a third before half time. They've only got 5 minutes to go to half time, and I think after a slow start, Chris, the first half virtually is livened up, and we've seen 2 good Chelsea goals.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow burner, but we've got up to temperature now, and stuff's starting to happen. So we're getting a good game on our hands here. We just want Benfica to create a few more clear-cut chances, and we'll have a game on our hands.
Well, let's hope so. But at the moment, Chelsea well in control. But here's Augusto. They have shown some brightness on the right hand side, especially this fella Harter, who's had their best opportunity. And he shot wide at Benetti's far post. But apart from that, really, they haven't really offered too much. A couple of half-hearted penalty appeals that were quite easily turned away. Here's Souza. In fact, it's Drogba, sorry. Cole. Essien. Cole again. Last minute of the first half, and Chelsea well in control here. 2 goals clear, and looking very good to get 3 crucial points, although we did say that in the other games. When Paris looked to be in complete control the other night against Real Madrid, only to check a 3-goal lead away, but eventually winning it 4-3 in the last second through Rai. So nothing's a given. And that's a good ball. Nevin! 3! Oh, that's another beautiful constructed goal. That's Nevin's second, Chelsea's third. They are flying here towards the end of the first half. Nevin has 2 and strikes again.
Well, we've seen some fantastic goals from Chelsea now. All of brilliant technique. You know, there have been volleys or balls over the top. It's been fantastic from Chelsea. A very precise performance from them, I think, is the best way to describe this. I mean, what a ball from Drogba here. Fantastic. And Nevin with a wonderful finish. Could be critical of the goalkeeper. It was quite close to him, but it was flying at some pace.
Oh, yes.
So, that angle probably gives you a better idea of how quick it was going. So, fantastic finish by Nevin.
It did go in like a rocket, as you say, Chris, but a marvellous goal which puts Chelsea now in command. But remember Paris were 3-0 up the other night and still lost the lead, so nothing's given yet as the half-time whistle goes. So 2 goals from Pat Nevin, the first and the third, sandwiched in between by a lovely finish from Didier Drogba, gives us a half-time situation at 3-0, and well, after a slow start, it has been one-way traffic since that first goal from Chelsea, and they've just taken control, Chris, and have really took Benfica to the cleaners, haven't they?
They have. I mean, the stats are showing how clinical they're being, as they haven't had much of the ball, Chelsea, but they've created more chances, they've hit the target more, and they've scored 3 goals out of their 4 shots on target, so that kind of says how good they've been. Benfica just haven't really been that creative, and Eusabio has been kept very, very quiet, which I think is what's making the difference. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half in terms of if Benfica change their style at all.
Well, we'll just have to see. The players about to enter the fray now for the second half. So we're back with you now for the second half, and away we go then. Benfica attacking the goal to our left. Here's Harter.
One change at half time.
Augusto.
Torres has come on. Not Fernando Torres, but Torres has come on for
not Fernando,
Rui Costa.
no. Yes, Rui Costa while Torres is on, as Chris says, and I think it was high time really that Benfica had to make changes really, considering the situation, 3 goals down, and if they lose heavily here they could be in trouble. Here's Torres, good control, but John Terry was there. That was good disciplined defending by the Chelsea skipper, did really well, a real captain's example on how defend on a real masterclass on how to defend really. Lampard, oh coolly done. Terry, Duff, now Petrescu. Coming up towards the 5th minute of the second half, 3-0 of course to Chelsea, 2 goals for Pat Nevin, and a sumptuous goal from Didier Drogba has given Chelsea a real impetus here in this game. Rather Benfica. I think they've got to try and get something out of this game. You feel Benfica, they need to score 3 times, but if they can even pull it back to 3-2, it's not a disastrous start really. Here's Eusabio, we need to see a bit more from him. Angelo, Jalana, just again that last ball just lacking in any real quality from Benfica, which has been a real disappointment really. I have to say, Chris, when you sum it up.
Yeah, they've been disappointing so far, Benfica, but maybe a change of style with their substitutions Torres is certainly a much bigger target man for them to aim for, so maybe more crosses going in the box for Benfica. They've just got to make it stick.
Yes, indeed. Here's Eusabio for Chelsea. I thought what was surely put the game out of sight now for Benfica, because they know coming back from that quite honestly, so they have to get the next goal to give themselves a chance. Here's Eusabio, first real opportunity to see what he could do, and he's thrashed it wide. And he was under great pressure, to be fair.
Question of whether it was a foul or not on him when he took the shot. Let's just have a look. He did go flying. It's not really the best replay for it, but he's got something out of it.
Well, in fact, he got well, it's a deflection. Obviously, we didn't see it, but referee must have had better eyesight than we did. There's the corner. Well, Angelo's shooting well. It was a terrific shot. He was going like a rocket, and Chelsea got bodies in the way. I think it would have been interesting to see if the bodies hadn't blocked it, whether that was going in, because it was well struck by Angelo. Chelsea get the throw. So Augusto to be replaced by Simao. Their second substitution. Chelsea has yet to make one. Now we've had 56 minutes and 2 substitutions for the same team. Luchescu. That should be Prudhomme.
He did well to get that ball in the box, considering what pressure he was under.
He did, but it was just, unfortunately for Dan Pedrutsky, it was just a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. Here's Torres, foul on the right on the edge of the penalty area. Just outside, I think. John Terry being spoken to there by the referee. Is there going to be any further action? Is there going to be a booking here, perhaps? I don't think so. It looked just outside. It was very close though, Chris.
I think that was more clear-cut than the Manchester United situation that we had a couple of games ago. Just outside the box, I think he's just right.
Well, it's Eusabio behind this one. 5 in the wall, 1 runner. Eusabio, yes! Benetti did not have a prayer. That is a terrific free kick of sheer genius from Eusabio, and it gives just a little glimmer for Benfica. And they pull one back, and it's 3-1 Chelsea.
Got no chance for Benetti there. That was a supreme free kick. Look how fast this travels. No chance.
Well, that gave us a real insight on how fast that ball went. It was almost like Usain Bolt running like 60 metres in about 3 seconds. It really was. It was just unstoppable. He must have hit that with some spin at about 80 odd miles an hour that ball was travelling at, and no goalkeeper in the world could have saved that one. But it gives Benfica a little foothold into the game. If they get the next one now, and they could do with Torres, deflection on the ball, and kept him really well by Arthur. He's had a good game for Benfica. He's just one of the few people who have made a significant contribution in the game, and he's showed some real glimpses down that right hand flank. And here he is again. Oh, in fact it was Simao rather than Arta. Unless he gets a touch this time. Let's see it. Chelsea just on the back foot a little bit, but now they're attacking with Drogba. Nevin, of course, wanting the hat-trick, of course, which would... nobody's scored 3 in the game yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on 2 goals in this tournament so far.
Yeah, I'm not going to go through them all yet, because there's quite a lot. It would take me all night to think of all the people who've got 2 goals. Now, Drogba could be another one of them, but out came Prudhomme. Torres trying to get the ball up towards Eusabio. He showed his class there for that free kick. And that was a first class free kick, there's no doubt about that. Just gave it the good old fashioned welly, and in it went. 25 minutes there. If they can pull 2 back, it would be a great comeback. And not on this occasion. Drogba. Oh, he's giving it away. A little bit of panic now in that Chelsea defence, and Eusabio, I think, has been fouled. And another free kick in another dangerous position. Chalana I guess, has come on for Chalana now. Eusabio again. Oh, Benetti this time behind the shot, but always a danger there when Benfica get a free kick from that sort of range, Chris. And Eusabio almost proving again to be Benfica saviour once more. Here's Drogba. Let's just see this out first before we bring you in, Chris. Here's Etienne. Petrescu's forward, still keeps his balance well. Good honest play by Dan Petrescu, and then the ball played into Drogba. Great save by Prudhomme. I think Drogba might have got a flick on that. And Chris, well, it could have been 3-2 at one end, and it so nearly was 4-1 at the other.
Well, this game's come alive now. It's really all up for grabs. Benfica have certainly got their tails up since scoring a goal. So they're running out of time. I think Chelsea may be trying to take the sting out of the game now.
Well, 4th one was surely put the seal on a very good performance. We've got 20 minutes to play, and I still think there's a bit of football left in this game. Here's Torres. Just needs that final ball, I think, to be right from Benfica, and they could get in behind that Chelsea defence. But John Terry has hardly given anything away all night. I think that's probably the problem that Benfica have been facing most of the night. Here's Pat Nevin. That's another problem, and no foul there on Nevin. He got the ball there quite graphically there, as it was demonstrated in front of your very eyes. Here's Eusabio. It's back to Arta, playing that in. That's good football, but Benetti lightning fast off the line. That was a lovely build-up play by Benfica. Nice one-touch pass in, but the last ball in was just too strong, and Peter Benetti was able to pick the ball up, no trouble at all. And here's Nevin now at the other end. A long ball there, Drogba, but getting behind that defence. But they were very strong this time, the Benfica defenders. And a long ball forward again from Benfica, but Benetti, just about, mind you, kept it just inside the box. Otherwise, he could have given an indirect free kick away.
Oh, good goalkeepers know how much of their area they can use.
Maybe I built that up a little bit too dramatically, perhaps. Here's a throw though to Chelsea, level of the penalty, and now a yellow card has been brandished. Now, I didn't see what the upshot. Well, it was a late challenge there on Damien Duff.
God, what a career difference that would have been.
I'll tell you something. Burnley's group's not till tomorrow. Here's Damien Duff. Right, we'll get it right. Dan Petrescu's on for off, and Corn Makelele's on. Here's, and Cole has been replaced by Charlie Cook. Here's Torres playing that one in, but knocked away once more. Well, that one will be going in Coleman balls in private eye, that one, I would have thought. Always a commentator's worst nightmare when they get into Coleman balls. There's opportunity now for Vialli. He's also on, by the way, for Drogba. Somehow Chelsea now have used all 3 of their subs. The 10 minutes to play. If Benfica can score another one, it will be a grandstand finish. If Chelsea score again, it's game over. Eusabio, Simao, good first time ball, but again, well read the Chelsea defence. They've not given much away all night, apart from that super blaster free kick from Eusabio. They've not given out else away. The 2 central defenders, Chris, have been absolutely colossal. Here's a chance though for Simao. Good break, and again, good defending. And it was called Makelele this time. And Chris, they just haven't given anything away now, Chelsea, have they?
They've been resolute in the defending, and it's really showing. Maybe a bit of frustration starting to creep in for Benfica, but they've been fantastic in defence, Chelsea, and they don't look like conceding, to be honest.
Yeah, apart from that master blaster free kick, it's been a real pleasing performance from the Chelsea back line, and Peter Benetti, who's made some smart saves. Here's Eusabio. Apart from that free kick and those 2 free kicks he had, nothing much else has gone in the way. He's always side's way. Lombo trying to look for Gianluca Vialli. Wasn't there. A throw it is to Benfica. And Arthur, I have to say, he's been one of the better Benfica players. It's 1 or 2 of them that haven't really stepped up to the plate for me. Here's Arthur again. Finding Eusabio. He's probably been one of the better players as well. He's scored the goal, of course. That's a decent cross from Arta, and that's that going to go for a corner. It is. So Benfica have a chance to get another one back, and let's see how long we've got. 5 minutes. If this goes in, it will be an interesting finish. Paulo Sousa, it needs to be a good corner this, and it is, but they just can't grow enough. Angelo, will he try the shot? No. Eusabio, will he try? Well, he's got a free kick out of it, and we know what he's like from these situations, Chris. Bit silly there for Messi, and diving a little bit.
Yeah, he's already had one sighter from this distance. Let's see if he can get his gauge right this time.
Well, he's gone up again, almost like a cricketer at that. And again, good effort, but Benetti just diving away to his right. Hooks the ball out the air, no problem. And I think that's probably that really as far as Benfica's slim chances of getting anything out of this game. It puts the pressure on them for the next 2 games, because if they lose again, they are out. So it all depends on what the next game will be. But Chelsea setting the pace in the group and sending a clear message out to their group rivals that they're not here to mess about. They're here to give a good show and give a good account of themselves, and they certainly did that with those 3 goals in the first half. They tailed off a little bit in the second half, but their back 4 have been absolutely superb. Vialli, Makelele, this is better from Chelsea. Makelele's cross, and there's a Chelsea player down there. It might be Vialli, I think. We're into 3 minutes of stoppage time, for which we've had a minute. Let's ask Chris for his man of the match. Who are you going to give the award to, Chris?
It's a tough one to call. Hello, hang on.
Well, just to hold that for a minute. Torres! Oh, he's missed it.
That their evening, didn't it?
Oh, that is... Well, that just sums it all up. What a poor miss from Torres when well positioned. It would have been a more than consolation. Admittedly, breaks the offside track well, and well, he should score, shouldn't he?
Well, in terms of the man of the match, it's really hard to say. I'm probably going to go for. I would go for Arthur if Benfica were doing a bit better, because he's been terrific. But we generally have to give it to someone on the winning team, so I'm gonna go for John Terry. I think he's done really well for them in defence and just snuffed everything out and kept Eusabio very quiet indeed.
Yes, I would agree with that. Meanwhile, whilst Chris was choosing his man in the match, Raul Mercado was booked for that earlier challenge on L'Oreal, which left him in a right old heap. We've now played the 3 minutes, and there goes the whistle, and Chelsea off to a good start in their bid to win the Kiwami Legends Trophy. 3-1 winners, and a bit of arguing going on there between Prudhomme and one of the Benfica players, but no such problems in the Chelsea camp. They got the game virtually wrapped up by half-time. 2 goals from Pat Nevin and a brilliant goal from Didier Drogba made it 3. But good resolute defending from the man of the match, John Terry, and 1 or 2 others really proved the difference in the end. A very comprehensive victory. Eusabio did pull one back with a scorching 3 kick, but you felt it was never going to be enough. Arthur was probably the best player of the game, and Chris, really, it was business as usual, really, for Chelsea, like it always is.
Yeah, it really was. It was Chelsea going out as their ruthless selves, just going about their business, really. Not playing particularly attractive football, but they played precise football. They did what they had to win. They took their chances when they came about, and they crafted their goals absolutely brilliantly. That first one in particular, good header down by Duff, and a great volley by Pat Nevin. And then obviously the 2 other goals, obviously Drogba with an over the top. This one here from Duff as well. Duff's got 2 assists. Perhaps we should maybe think about giving him the man of the match instead of John Terry for setting up 2 goals. It's a bit of a sleeping giant, that one. But yeah, a great finish by Drogba there. And then at the final one, Didier Drogba getting the assist this time, which is not what you would expect him to do, but again, chipped ball through, first time volley, brilliant finish, and that's what won it for Chelsea. Essentially, they did all the damage in the first half, kept it tight in the second half. Didn't really give anyone many chances, and kept Eusabio quiet, limited him to the odd snapshot like this one, which got blocked by Carvalho, I think. and the only thing that came about was this.
This was the free kick incident,
which, you know, was a fantastic
no
goal in
goalkeeper
itself.
in a row, but it wouldn't have mattered how many people were in the wall and how tall they were. Eusabio timed that to absolute perfection, didn't he? He was just unstoppable, and Drogba could have had another one, but proved harm as well. And it was a very tightish game in the end. But if Benfica had turned up and played those final balls through with a lot more accuracy, I mean, that just sums it up, doesn't it, Chris? Right at the end.
Just not hitting the target from there. Just sums up their evening.
Yeah. So there's the statistics, Chris. Final thoughts on the game then tonight. Good result for Chelsea, that is it?
Obviously, yeah, it's a good result. It's a win, and you know they've sounded out to all their rivals in the tournament that they're here to do business. They didn't concede a goal from open play, which is generally a good thing. Shows that you're very tight defensively, and the shots count in particular. You know, they still only had, at the end of the game, they still only had the 4 shots on target that they had from the first half. So they've shown that defensively they are probably one of the best teams in this tournament defensively, and they're going to be a very difficult side to score against. And as long as you keep the ball out of the net, you stand a chance of winning the game. So that's how Chelsea played today. And well, they didn't keep a clean sheet, but in terms of opportunities, they certainly limited Benfica to any clear-cut chances, apart from obviously the one that Eusabio took brilliantly. But good performance from Chelsea. Room for improvement from Benfica. They'll need to win their next game, and I'm sure they'll come out fighting. But when you're in the same group as Juventus, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea, not getting a winning start is going to make it very, very difficult for them to progress.
Indeed, Chris. Thank you very much indeed for your analysis tonight. And speaking of Chelsea, speaking of Juventus and Bayern Munich, they face off in our next match tomorrow night. So don't forget to join myself and Chris for that one. Thank you very much indeed for joining us at Stamford Bridge for this game. Chelsea are off to a flyer then in the Europa Legends Cup. They have beaten Eusabio's talented Benfica side by 3-1. All the damage being done in the first half, with 2 goals from Pat Nevin and 1 for Didier Drogba. Eusabio with that superb free kick, the only response that Benfica could muster, and they now have a real job on if they are to have any hope at all of reaching the knockout rounds. Thank you very much for watching here on the McLaren 94 channel from Chris and myself, JB Claret, John Stuttard. We'll see you tomorrow for the Juventus Bayern Munich clash, but until then, take care, and we'll see you very soon for another game from this tournament. Till then, take care, bye bye.